And I land on this: my obedience is to God, not to people. And so as long as I'm in his will and I'm serving and I'm doing his, his word, my sheep will know my voice, even the sheep in wolf clothing. That is not my battle. That's
Okay, she better be careful. First off, the phrase is wolves in sheep's clothing, meaning deceiver pretending to be innocent, which is pretty ironic when you're being accused of misrepresenting your credentials. Second, in psychology, we call what she is doing a spiritual bypassing, which is when you use your spiritual beliefs to avoid your own accountability or dodge uncomfortable realities.
This is Triple5Light, where tired hearts mend.
Hi there, I'm Uriah, a licensed marriage and family therapist. As a psychotherapist, there's one specific trap I watch people, and honestly myself sometimes, fall into, and that's the double down. Now, doubling down isn't an official clinical term. Actually, it's like your brain sitting in a security team to protect your ego, which, by the way, is just a Latin word for I or self. So somebody doubles down when they believe on some level that reality is threatening their sense of self. And then that security team that they hired goes to work protecting their ego. The double down is usually three concepts working together in real time. Cognitive dissonance, and this is the intense mental friction you feel when your beliefs crash against hard facts. And then denial. And this is your brain hitting the emergency brake to avoid a reality that it does not want to accept. And then rationalization. It's like the mental gymnastics you use to invent a logical sounding excuse for your actions. Instead of dealing with that discomfort and just saying, my bad, people double down and use their security team to escort the truth right out the building. And it is wild to watch. Fun fact. Research in psychology tells us that admitting you're wrong isn't a weakness. It's actually a massive flex. A flex of true intelligence. So what do you think about that? Admitting a mistake feels like a wrecking ball to a fragile ego. They will fight reality to avoid looking weak. Highly intelligent people don't tie their self-worth to being flawless. They can say, hey, I messed up, learn the lesson, and move on. Which brings us to the current person on the social media hot seat. And this is honorary Dr. Cheyenne Bryant and her missing credentials. Real quick, for anyone who doesn't know, an honorary doctorate is essentially a symbolic badge of honor that grants social prestige, but it carries absolutely no professional or legal authority. You can use it to practice, you can't use it for academic credit, and it is considered unethical if it's used to gain power, control, or professional advantage. So when asked the very simple question, hey, where's your proof of your actual degree? I want you to watch these incredible mental gymnastics by the honorary Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
Why not drop doctor from your name if you cannot bring forth the doctoral degree?
So I've already covered this, right? And we're here obviously to talk about my new book. So I've earned the title. I have multiple degrees, and I'm not going to prove anything to anybody.
You're watching When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong.
All of my sessions have been live. For the most part, my sessions with Nick Cannon, Cam Newton, Shannon Sharp, B. Simone, they have all been for the world to see, right? So no one knew who Dr. Bryant was prior to seeing all of my sessions that were live. And they deemed it, as well as I did before they did it, they can't validate me, I validated myself, they deemed it as my work being effective.
You like me, you like me, you like me.
I am effective at what I do. I'm educated and I'm successful in my lane.
Let's play.
But she decided to push her relometer into the red.
Cause I keeps it real like that.
Ah, yes, the classic defense. It's fascinating to watch. Instead of answering the actual question, the ego just builds a fortress and it pulls up the drawbridge. So writer, culture critic, and commentator Torre perfectly named the exact phenomenon we're watching here and exactly how deep this mindset goes.
Cheyenne is all about doubling down. It's central to her personality. She told me she never backs down. She always doubles down, no matter what.
Because I keeps it real like that.
So when you double down, you're basically putting the do not disturb sign up on your personal growth. True intellectual humility means you can take in new facts and actually change your mind without feeling like your ego is taking a fatal hit. So Tori perfectly captured just how exhausting it is to live like that.
You got information that contradicted your opinion or part of it, information that should make you rethink your opinion or part of it, but you refuse to change your opinion, and you're actually increasing your investment in it in spite of the countervailing information.
It's important to emphasize that defending your ego at the expense of facing reality just doesn't lead to positive outcomes. If you generally consider yourself an expert or just simply human, like we all are, it's important to be courageous, vulnerable, and admit when you are wrong by saying, I stand corrected, or I made a mistake. Otherwise, you'll end up exhausted, defending a lie instead of protecting your peace. Let me know what you all think about doubling down, or share a time when you doubled down and let us know how that went in the comments. Also, please check out What You Have to Say. It's the podcast I do with my cousin, and you can find it wherever you listen to your podcast. And don't forget to like, hit subscribe, and please do not be a Brenda.
Because I keeps it real like that.
After a short trial, Brenda was sentenced to 6 years in federal prison.
Take 1,000 steps.